teu canal não tá dando subscribe ainda, falando.
Eu não sei o que precisa fazer para subscribe, cara. Eu acho que tem que ser partner, Twitch partner, eu acho. Sei lá. E para ser Twitch partner tem que ter... Não sei quanta média de view lá, acho que 50. Sei lá, tem uns negócios lá, tipo, meio assim. Tem algumas regrinhas. Vai acontecer eventualmente. Opa. Ué, o que houve? O jogo crashou. Ah, voltou. Parou de responder por um segundo. Mas na live tá tudo tranquilo. Certo. Ok, estamos de volta. Vamos fazer a quest. Vamos fazer a quest. Sei que esse jogo é muito bom, Max. Muito bom. Não tem o melhor dos combates. Não entrego assim, ó, desafiador, mas a história é muito legal. E tu tá jogando Dishonored. Esse é um jogo que tá ali na minha lista pra jogar, mas é que ele é first person, né? 1080p, sei lá. Ah, eu acho que tinha um caminho pra aqui. Uma ponte lá em cima. Tem acesso àquela ponte. Então vamos pegar o atalho ali. Sério?
Você vai escutar barulhos inconvenientes agora.
Falou. O que tu vai fazer aí, gordinho? Não vai te masturbar a minha stream, né, gordinho?
Não. Quando você ouvir, você vai entender.
Tenso esse gordinho. É, pá. Gordinho, o toque dele. Ah, gordinho, seu toque.
Entendeu agora?
Entendi, né? É muito bizarro isso, né, cara? Tipo, muito bizarro.
Só de vez em quando que eu tenho isso agora. Meu remédio tá me segurando bastante.
Ainda bem, né? Mas eu acho bizarro porque assim, tipo, não é uma coisa assim de tipo, tu especificamente tem toque e tem esse treco. Tipo, não, tipo, todos têm coisas muito parecidas. Todo mundo tem toque, tem um negócio parecido.
Bloody leech! Murdering bastard!
Ai, bicho. Morre, bicho. Tem mais um loot. Ah, peraí. Pra lá que eu tenho que ir.
Deus.
Tem que terminar esse aqui até sair o coisa, cara. Até sair o Red Dead Redemption.
Deus. Not a threat. Neither are you.
Red Dead Redemption.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here.
Vai ter uma briga do clube da luta, né? Uma sangueira aqui. É isso, interno aqui.
Chum, chum, chum. Chum, chum, chum.
Entendo, tchum, tchum, tchum. Pô, aqui é o começo do sangue. É, provavelmente.
This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Sherlock Vampyr. Vampyr.
Did you hear me? Leech spike!
Cala a boca.
Hello.
There's one of them vermin.
Black Joe, caralho.
Tá bravo aí, Edward?
Ah, os caras são chatos.
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point. We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game. I'll take it.
Caralho! A gente ficou me machadando sinistramente. Sangue. Sangue. Ah, tem uma mulher morta aqui.
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire. Only a golden watch in her pockets.
Take the watch.
This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family.
Como ativar o toggle run, não, cara? Cara, jogo que não tem toggle run pra mim é... Puta que pariu.
Complicado. Não sei, eu nunca joguei dele.
Her shoes and
Eu não
clothes
lembro
are
se esse
quite
jogo
worn
tem.
out.
Puta que... Controls. Deixa eu ver se tem toggle run.
I see you.
Isso é muito ruim.
Right then.
Não, ele só
It's
tem
a sick
sprint,
game.
não tem um toggle
But given no
sprint.
choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Fuck. Falar fuck pra você ser banido do Twitch.
Não é material disso. Eu não posso fazer um discurso racista, discurso de ódio, essas coisas assim. Isso aí não pode. Agora, palavrão? Bom, se pode, se não pode, palavrão, pô, tô fudido, né? Porque o que eu xingo meus adversários no médico é um negócio bizarro. Porque às vezes eu me pergunto se tô xingando eles ou se eu tô me xingando, porque a raiva é tanta. I'm not sure. Temos algo aqui? Temos algo aqui.
Jonathan.
What was that?
Fucking bitch.
I won't let you escape.
Ela vai me segurar pra alguma trap. Fica a dica.
You're very fast, but I'll catch you.
Onde ela foi? Dead Inside, isso aqui me lembrou do The Walking Dead. Nos lugares que
They've all been butchered.
Gordinho, a gente já viu o irlandês?
Ainda não, é bom?
Eu comecei a ver, cara, tipo, é interessante assim, mas é meio amarrado, mas tá legalzinho, tipo, não tá chato, sabe? É que ele é muito grande, tipo, então eu tô vendo meio que em pedaços, assim. Eu já assisti acho que 1 hora do filme, mais ou menos.
I can still sense a presence.
Ainda tá meio que fazendo o desenvolvimento dos personagens, mas parece ser bom. A crítica tá botando lá em cima, né? Mas sei lá, né? A crítica baba o rabo do Scorsese, né?
É, o que eu ia falar, tipo, é filme do Scorsese.
Qualquer coisa
né?
que ele faz, tipo, se ele cagar num prato e atirar em alguém, vão dizer que é uma obra de gênio, então, né? Mas assim, até agora tá muito bom. Até agora tá muito bom.
Come to me.
Max é uma vampira da voz sexy falando comigo, como é que faz?
Come ela.
Não sei se ela é bonita. Mas ela tem uma voz sexual.
God help! Please help me! You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell Scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar. Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Holy crap.
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary.
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu.
Ai, meu irmão, o que é bom
My
ter
brother
3
promising
terabytes
to
de
return
SSD?
in his
Não
letters,
tem mais
then
loading, nada.
disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital, cemetery to cemetery, grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were, in front of me, on a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary. I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for
Mary,
me.
wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
So that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular, that of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good. Slayer! brother! Kiss me again, sweet brother. You're a monster! Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Then, at last, I can forgive you.
Aí eu que tenho que andar com ela, só não controlo pra onde. Por que não uma cinemática normal? Tipo, não faz sentido. A few nights later.
Blood. As I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister, I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
Cool. Caminhão de XP.
The flower's dying.
Bom.
It needs water.
É aqui, pô. Vou aproveitar e mandar mensagem pro outro lá. Cadê? Friends. Continua faltando o treco. Good handle parte. Você vai precisar de uma arma melhor. Ah, tem que craftar mais disso. Tararam. O que eu vou pegar? Level 18. Agora eu posso pegar a vida de novo. Foi tudo. A vida e estamina, cheio de estamina. Tratar a gripe da mulher. Piparral. Março. Mas eu não tratei o carinha ainda. Se eu não tratei, vamos descobrir por que eu não tratei.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
My condition cannot be understood by you, mortal. This curse is beyond your science.
Well, until the day science finally admits failure, please accept this little contribution.
Thank you, Doctor. Your efforts are admirable, though laughable.
Ah, por que continua aparecendo isso aqui?
Tell... Would you say...
No. No, Tom.
Agora eu volto. Mas agora saiu.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Aqui é Peppa Hawkins.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pipa, não, pipa.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr. Reed. Report the little nurse and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Pega o remédio, depois tu vira cocô de vampiro.
Yes, I...
Is this...
No. What difference?
Answer my...
It was my...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Strickland.
Sweet girl.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to you.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Tomou uma lapada na cara.
Do you need my medical...
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question, Dr. Reed. But your help is welcomed.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues, after all.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
que essa coisa bugou de novo?
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps.
Esse maldito overlay que fica bugando. Ativar. Roda de posicionamento de novo. Okay.
An adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo
let you
effect.
down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Eu já dei a medicina.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Yeah, whatever.
Right. Don't waste your time with me.
Tem um evento aqui. Ah, Dr. Swans. Ali. Falação sem fim.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Jeffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Pre-Wen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion. And with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
Voltei.
Qual é, gordinho?
Qual é?
Ah, aquela hora tava na porra da... Uma coisa infinita, velho.
It's locked, all right.
Rakesh Shadana.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah, she's dead.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Aí sim, mandaram o cara pra guerra como médico, mas ele disse que não era médico e ninguém ouviu ele.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Cara, muito bom esse NPC.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
É, isso aqui dá pra vender tudo.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, seem peaceful and loving. At the same time.
Tá espionando a Thelma. Por baixo da porra. Eles acham que a louquinha é coisa mesmo. Eles realmente estão achando que a louquinha é coisa, é vampira. Tá, é só voltar para ela. Aqui. Thelma, where are you? Eu não tratei o cara.
Good evening. Do you need medical attention? Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Mas isso aqui tá fora do lugar. Aqui, apareceu. Dentro do jogo.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead.
Aqui, cadê a Thelma? Thelma. E você, Thelma? Achou a Thelma.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
Help me, Blood Dog.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind. Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I'll leave you.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Investigation
Maybe
complete. Onde é que tá esse cara? Tá lá do lado de fora. Entre as barracas desses aqui, eu não lembro. Aqui é no outro portão, eu acho que tá aquele cara.
Another night with the glorious battalion.
Não, é aqui mesmo. Ali, achou.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. But don't worry, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
Sem o remédio?
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbet.
Ah, fiquei sem remédio. Que burro. Isso é muito burro. Tu é muito burro, gordo. É aqui, né? Eu sempre troco onde é que fica a porra do meu laboratório. Ah. Eu não tenho, por isso. Analisar. Parece bem novo. Como que aprende essas receitas? Tem uma coisa de XP 740. Com certeza que não vai ter pra isso aqui. Aumentar a cura. Aquele par de gente foi curado. Feia a situação. Casa da Lady Ashbury. À direita.
It is the last thing our patients need.
Eu já peguei.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! What's up, you bosses? Bloody leech! Take your breath from here!
Dá um sanguezinho aí, vai. Precisando me curar. Vai encher agora porque eu tô com uma desista. Caralho.
There's one of them vermin!
Filho da puta.
Birds, vermin!
Motherfucker. Mais um big fucker aqui.
Sir, steady boy!
Vou só usar mais meus poderes de vampiro. Só não fazer falta. Ok. Tá me incomodando. Deixa eu pegar a estrada. Something is happening. O diabão tá ali. What's up, demon?
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you, now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence!
I'm tired of all these puppet shows. I cannot enter.
Look at it! Vicious bugger!
Eu preciso chegar ali.
It's locked, all right.
Vai abrir isso, né? Eu vou por aqui, vai ali, tá. Senhores, eu preciso de 1 minuto para fazer um café. Volto em breve. Ok, voltamos.
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
Está delirando essa porra.
You London vampires are so weak.
Holy crap. Vem cá, seu bicho. Dá um sanguezinho. Corre. Pô, eu quero uma espadinha naquela ali, cara. Porra. Espadinha maneira, não esse machado bosta. Um sabre.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
É, pobrezinha maldita.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power, radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are born in some secret and obscure game of chess.
Deserdar das dívidas, mãe.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Só cheiro já.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Sério? Até nos vampiros tem isso?
O quê?
É sexismo?
Não.
Ele perguntou pra ela por que... Eu tinha até esquecido que você tava aí, Max, de tão quieto que você tá. Ele perguntou pra ela por que eles não pediram ajuda dela e ela disse que ela era invisível pra eles.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Tem tanta falação nesse jogo, de repente o cara se esquece, né? Tá acompanhado com alguém tese, ficar quieto lendo. Tese não, no Discord.
They have done nothing but impede my investigation since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
Motherfuckers.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite, but we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Econs I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Econ on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us is the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
what will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Deixa eu checar uma coisa. Agora são 20 para 5. Em breve eu terei de sair.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
Tem um diálogo aberto. é que ela tá? Tem um diálogo available.
Hello again, Jonathan. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Concerning your investigation.
Yes?
Are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least, better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent. Much like her mother.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Pintando meu quadro. Mulher tá pintando meu quadro, mas... Como é que é? Se ela tá olhando é porque quer me dar. Que bosta. Ah, que desgraçado, morreu. Continua infernizando a minha vida.
It's locked.
Maldito Catra. Maldito do Catra. O caminho correto era aqui. Tá fechado.
I cannot enter.
Murdering bosses!
Filho da mãe! Toma, eu também posso fazer isso, gente. Sucker. Fucker. Sucker, fucker. Fucker, sucker. Ah, gemessada nesse lugar, né? Não tem nada aqui. Não tem nada ali. Fatal Error. Muito bom! Parabéns, Microsoft. Parabéns. Parabéns, parabéns. Tudo em paz aqui, sem drop de FPS nessa live. Adiantando.
Ai, caramba.
O que foi, Lorde? Qual o problema? Tá chato aí o Dishonored?
Não.
Dishonored. Não sei se eu tenho Dishonored. Eu acho até que eu ganhei ele em alguma promoção. Um daqueles jogos que tá lá pra jogar assim, que eu não joguei ainda. Fica essa coisa de promoção da Steam, promoção de Rumble Bundle, esses trecos assim. Quando o cara vê, tem uma pilha de... Oxi. O pau tá comigo, né? Não posso mais correr.
It's locked. That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
No civilians allowed, sir. Burn it, boys! Village on duty, sir!
Esse lançador de gás de alho.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Cross the lead, boys!
Vampyr. Algo brilhou por aqui. O que é um hideout? Acho que eu tenho um hideout aqui.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Top-notch.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so... alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Ok. Bom, pelo momento é só, pessoal. Eu devo estar de volta em no máximo umas 2 horas. Então, valeu por assistir. Até mais tarde. Falou.